Welcome to my world. Come on in and make yourselves at home. Welcome to my life. I know everything's gonna be all right. Welcome to my world. Oh, won't you come on in? Welcome to my life. It's known as the Tiger's Den. Greetings to all of my subscribers. I want to thank you for being with me for as long as you have, and the new subscribers that's coming on in. We want to say greetings and thank you for your time. This is from Toothless and the moderators. Welcome to the Tiger's Den. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Some people will sell you out. Do you know what I'm talking about? Some people tell jokes of dirt. They don't care whose feelings they hurt. I was told from times of old, the game's to be sold and not told. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hang around YouTube and you will find out about that mean, oh mean, mean green, almighty dollar, cash money. Well, people don't let money, don't let money change you. Almighty dollar, cash money. People don't let money, don't let money change you. Almighty dollar, they just keep on scamming and scamming everybody. Check them out, scamming and scamming everybody. I tell y'all, people don't let money, don't let money change you. Money, 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 money. Greetings and welcome to the Tiger's Den. This is the voice of Cheryl, and I am Toothless Tiger. Glad we're all here. Let's see who's in here. Greetings, Madria. So Alicia. Toothless. One moment. Thank y'all very much. And whoever in the bushes, the trees, the skies, the leaves, on the beach, in Aruba, in Belize, wherever you may be, on the ship, welcome. Well, we're back to our DA Fani, the DA in the red dress. I thought I'd start this show off with the Money song by the OJs, sung by me, of course, because what all of this boils down to, everybody, is money. Something that many of us do not possess. Now, there are some prudent adults that knows how to budget and live within the confines of their budget. But I would say the majority of us do not. And because we do not, we tend to look at life from our limited budget. But there are people who have a limited less amount of money at their disposal. And that money is supposed to be for individuals that they're over. And it's supposed to be dispersed to help the people. Unfortunately, it doesn't always happen that way. I want to thank all of my new subscribers and the new visitors to my channel. And of course, what would I do without my people that have been here since my inception? I want to thank you all. We want to talk about DA Fani Willis. There are so many things that we could say about this young lady. I think what really got my goat is when I realized that she was the person that led the charge to actually arrest and indict and prosecute educators. And a lot of us complain about the school system, but unfortunately, it's the only system we have. So we have to rely on what they're taught in school and then what we teach at home. And oftentimes we don't teach much different because we learned from public schools. And so a lot of times our children are not developing for human life. They're just like the animal husbandry training that they receive. They're just trained to get along, to follow the leader, to look for a good job. Many of us have an entrepreneurial spirit, but we're afraid to pursue it. We don't know marketing by way of classroom, but you know yourself and you market yourself. Everybody is not going to buy your product, and that's okay. Don't you stop marketing yourself. You keep doing whatever it is you do. I'm always suggesting, if you've lived life, you should have a YouTube channel. And I know we don't have many people in here, and I could be sad as I want to be, but I'm not. I refuse to be, because I know my value and my worth. If the people miss out on it, it's on the people, not me, because I'm going to give it to them. Unadulterated truth, the best I can. And I'm going to encourage you. If you've lived life and you're going through anything, you may not want to tell your personal business. You may want to tell it in the third person. You may just want to tell a story, one you made up in your head. It's your choice. But I guarantee you it's an audience out here for us all. I see people with astronomical numbers, and the super chats and the cash apps is flowing the whole time. I can't get angry at those people. My mama taught me a long time ago, don't envy anybody for what they have, because you may not be willing to pay the price that they're willing to pay. And I'm not. I was taught if you do what you love, the money will come. And I love helping others. as well as myself. I do the best I can. Hey, M. Jones, glad you're here. I let the music play a little while sometimes just to see if we can get more people. And once I see we're pretty much where we're going to be, then whoever come along, they just get in where they fit in. But we're talking about DA Fani Willis. Well, we know the judge gave his decision, and he decided that either she and her office could go or Nathan Wade had to go. And a lot of people are displeased with his decision. Because I have no dog in the fight, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. If I had a dog in the fight, it would not bother me one way or another. Because what I have come to know through my last 12 years of researching, we don't have a concept of what law is. And so most of the things we say about law, about politics, comes from our emotions. And really that's what people bank on, you not knowing. And the people can be European or Asiatic. They can be from anywhere. It does not matter. As long as I have one up on you. If I keep you in your emotions, then I won't have you thinking or speaking intelligently. And we all know that's true once we get in our feelings. But what I saw, the judicial system, although it may not supposed to be, but the courts are just the banks. The judges are the tellers. And you're going to pay one way or another. You're either going to pay with your time or with your fiat. That's what they call the Federal Reserve notes. In some cases, you may pay with both. There is so much that we don't know. And the Honorable Noble Drew Ali said that the half has not been told. If I tell you too much, it'll only put you back to sleep. And that's why when you hear these subjects and you hear words really matter, and they have meaning, and they have origin, and you need to start jotting them down, looking them up, and researching. That is one of the most liberating things I've ever done in my life. Is to start researching for myself. Not just taking somebody's word for it because they're older or they sound wiser or they really sound like they know what they're talking about, because you can sound like anything and don't have a clue of which you speak. And that's what most of us do in conversations. And so we find ourselves at odds with each other. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not an accountant. And when I speak, I'm going to speak either from an article, from a dictionary, or from knowledge that I've gleaned. And when I do something, or if I suggest something, it is what I would do. I don't give legal advice. And the system is set up so that we can't do that for one another. All that is by design. After all, we all have a First Amendment right. Right? Sometimes it makes you wonder. I noticed I got a little spike in views when I spoke on Jocelyn Wade. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot to say about Jocelyn Wade because there's nothing out there. Other than I'm happy for her that she's finally getting some just due. When Fani Willis filed that TPO against her, the nerve, the other woman, need protection. But when she filed that, and then Mr. Roman's attorney, Ms. Merchant, filed to have the records unsealed because they thought they would get more information, which they did get information, because they were able to see receipts, as he calls statements, with his name and Fani Willis' name on them, on reservations. So it helped her immensely. And so what that judge said was, okay, instead of us deposing the DA, and a deposition is just you're giving answers to questions under oath with your attorney and a stenographer to be used against you later once the trial comes. So you have to answer honestly. And you know, when it's honest, you don't have to remember what you said. You pretty much say the same thing over and over again. And so her attorney, Mrs. Wade's attorney, was very strategic in deposing the DA, because that was going to make what happened happen. Either they was going to go under oath and tell their story, or he was going to settle. And so what her judge in her case said, well, first, I'm going to stay your deposition, DA Willis. And we're going to let him tell us, since he's a party to the marriage. And he knew he couldn't honestly answer those questions as he was haphazardly answering those questions in the Trump trial. So he settled. And she didn't have to give her truth. But one thing that Judge McAfee said, that her storytelling had the mendacity. It's the odor of mendacity. How do you have an odor of lying? He was faced with a tough decision, and a lot of people didn't like the choice he chose and said that he didn't choose the right choice. Well, all is fair in love and war. And he's in a courtroom, and he was in the position to do exactly what he did. They said he passed the buck. Doesn't matter if it goes in the court. They're wasting taxpayers' money anyway by bringing the charge. So certainly, under the Constitution, 7 articles, the Bill of Rights, 10 amendments, then they're entitled to defend themselves. So what he did was made a decision that he knew that was going to cause them to want to appeal it. Generally, in this setting or this time in a court case, you don't appeal before you ever go to trial. Normally, appeals come once a final decision has been handed down. That's after it's been adjudicated. But these are Article 1 courts. And there is a difference in an Article 1 judge and an Article 3 judge. And the article is the article of the Constitution of the United States. But we know Congress is responsible for laws. And the court systems. An Article 3 judge is a judge that's afforded a lifetime tenure. They don't run for their seats. They're supposed to live a life of honor and integrity. And they are not partisan. They don't pick a side. Although everybody wants to talk about, well, this president put this one in there and this president put that one. Well, if you're that president for that party and you have to replace a Supreme Court justice, that's what's going to happen. But they're autonomous. An Article 1 judge has to be voted into office by the people. Although Congress could give an Article 1 judge the authority of an Article 3. That can happen. So the court systems run a little different. The Supreme Court decisions are final. All inferior courts answer to the next level. So what the judge did in this case is he wrote the paper in such a way as to save face, as to show his integrity. A lot of people think he doesn't have any, but he does. You heard of the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's what he did. Because what he knew is they were going to have to come through him to be able to appeal it. And when he gave them what most people are calling another win today, by allowing them to appeal it, then you know he's doing everything he can do in his power to stay straight down the middle. Now, a lot of people that are Asiatic don't want to see that and don't want to believe that, and that's their business because they're talking out of their emotions and their feelings. But that's the truth of the matter. He has to run for office. And he's running in a county where the majority of the people do not look like him. But you know, we all say we're good Christians and we all believe in something greater than ourselves, and we all have all this integrity and this honor. Do we really? Many people say they don't like the bullying and the doxing and the harassing on YouTube, but go to any one of those YouTube shows and that's where you'll find the crowd. Don't you try to give them something to help uplift them, to make them laugh just because what you said was funny, not because you said something about somebody. That's not entertainment. Not for most of us. And that's unfortunate. But it is the truth. So I think that everything is going exactly the way it's supposed to go, and the judge is doing a great job. You know, there is a scripture that says God is not mocked. Whatever you reap, you're going to sow. Some call it the law of reciprocity. I don't have to do anything. Just keep reaping the wind. You'll sow the whirlwind. That's what I've seen in my 65 years of life. And it happens to the best of them. But we're going to talk about 2 articles that I found about Fani. I like Liquid Concrete, and she has some great videos. And I don't know where she gets her information, but she's spot on. And she is hilarious. And you should check her out when you get an opportunity. But I heard her mention about some automobiles. We already know, as I showed you last week, that Fani went before the commissioners, and that's who they go to, the county commissioners. And she went to them and asked for money for officers because she needed more people in her office to do first appearances for people that's been locked up for over 90 days and haven't been seen. Some up to a year, one up to 5, some a little bit longer, but she said those people had mental incapacities. So we're going to take the word of a woman who gives out the odor of mendacity. That's all we're stuck with. She's known for RICO. I just don't know why more people are not talking about how strange it is to me that her dad's name is John C. Floyd. The RICO specialist who I thought was her dad in the papers turned out to be John E. Floyd, a European. And she happens to hire them both on all RICO cases. We get a line in the news about how great of a father he was and great of a lawyer, and that's all and that she hired him, but that's all we get. Then we get the John Floyd, the RICO specialist, who helped her put together the RICO cases, but yet she hired Nathan Wade, in the most RICO of the RICOs, to be over the RICO man. That makes no sense. And then when Ashley Merchant went before the Senate, she said the only thing she received was 2 invoices for John Floyd. It is something strange going on in Georgia. Now, I don't know if it's a rainy night in Georgia, and it feels like it's raining all over the world. I don't know what it is. But I can tell y'all, Houston, we have a problem. And I just don't know why people just aren't talking about that in the news. How her father just so happened to be John Floyd, and the RICO man just so happened to be John Floyd, and she's bringing these people up on RICO charges, paying them out of confiscated funds. Oh yeah, I'm going to show that to you all. See, it's one thing to hear something. It's another thing when you see it. And then it's up to you what you believe. And one thing about a con artist, and con stands for confidencer. If I can get you to listen, I can get you to believe. It happens to us all the time. But I'm going to show you guys some things. First, Let's read the article. I appreciate everybody being here. Please hit the like button if you have not hit it. If you have not subscribed, consider subscribing and joining my memberships. It helps support my channel. Like is free. Willis said it will come out in the wash. The Washington Free Beacon. Fani Willis secures the bag, gets $600,000 in taxpayer-funded cars while stonewalling county audit. Now that happened February 22nd. So I want to read the other article first. Let's read the other article first. And this comes from the Daily Caller. Exclusive. Fulton County Commissioner requests Fani Willis produce info on alleged misuse of county funds. See, I can't see how all those women in Fulton County think that this is acceptable behavior and this is the way we as women act. Everybody in America knows that that's not true. We've gotten a bad rap in America, our homeland. We've reared other people's children. We've nursed and nurtured them. We've even had to put ours on the back burner to make sure others were fed, nurtured, hugged, lap time, encouraged, disciplined. We've had to do it all. We lost our way. We did. A lot of us don't even know who we are, don't know what we look like anymore. We used to all laugh and talk about the plastic surgery that a lot of the European women were having. And now we look like the doll with the big lips, because everybody does not have big lips, big hips, big bust. Most of us have our share. Some of us have my share, your share, and somebody else's share. But we're lost in translation. But let's see. We beg for an opportunity to serve in these type of positions. Let's see how one woman handled it. This is by Caitlin Richardson, contributor, January 19, 2024. Fulton County Commissioner Bob Ellis requested Friday that District Attorney Fani Willis disclose information relating to her potential misuse of county funds and her decision to appoint her alleged lover, Nathan Wade, as outside counsel in the case against former President Donald Trump. Bank statements contained in a court filing Friday revealed that Wade purchased 2 airline tickets in Willis' name, backing up allegations made in a motion by a Trump co-defendant that she benefited from the lucrative contract she awarded Wade when he took her on trips to those locations. And that's these locations. Ellis told the Daily Caller News Foundation that all Fulton County citizens and taxpayers deserve clear and truthful answers from Willis. who he earlier noted has been relatively abstinent in answering questions from commissioners. So she won't even answer them. That's how much respect she has for herself and her office. That's called too much, because everyone has to answer to someone. He added that it will ultimately be decided in a court proceeding whether the information known to date will disqualify Willis from leading Trump's prosecution, noting that the average person likely concludes that something isn't right with all of this. And I hold that to be true. Willis was accused of enjoying cruises and vacations that Wade had paid for using county funds garnered from his work as a special prosecutor on Willis' case against Trump. Wade has earned over $650,000 in legal fees from the county since the start of 2022. In the letter obtained by the DCNF, Ellis requested Willis provide by February 2nd invoices for special prosecutors' expenses and fees, their contracts with the office, payments from the office, the professional experience of each special prosecutor utilized by the office, as well as the source of funding for any payments to special prosecutors from January 1, 2021 until now. The letter also requests Willis provide information relating to laws, rules, or regulations that apply to a district attorney's selection of a special prosecutor. Separate from any potential inquiry by the state of Georgia, this situation requires confirmation of whether county funds provided for the operation of your office and its prosecutorial function were used in an appropriate manner, and whether any payments of county funds to Mr. Wade were converted to your personal gain in the form of subsidized travel or other gifts. The letter to Willis states. Ellis earlier confirmed to the DCNF that Willis did not ask the Fulton County Board of Commissioners permission before hiring Wade, though he noted it may be a matter of legal interpretation, whether the board's approval was required. He put that out there, but you see how he covered himself with that last line. Because from what it is said, and I haven't read their laws, is that she had to get permission from them, and she had to get permission for the monies for him, but she did not go to them asking for that money. We saw in the interview, she went to them saying she needed for all of the unaliving that was taking place in the communities. There was an ask of her about how much money was being spent on the Trump proceedings. He told the DCNF. Essentially, the answer was, well, Lady Justice isn't on a budget. And here's a related exclusive. Fani Willis handed lucrative contracts to her alleged lover's law partner. It's starting to raise eyebrows. Now remember, she gave those two, Campbell and Bradley, their contracts before she gave Wade his contract, but he received monies because she gave them, in its totality, 4 contracts. Each one of them got 2 contracts. They pretended in the hearing they didn't understand why they was asking about certain ones. One wanted to talk about the tanked attorneys, the other wanted to talk about first appearance, and one being Fani, the other being Bradley. But both Bradley and Campbell got a taint attorney and a first appearance. One, the taint, they got $150 each an hour, and the first appearance, $60 an hour. And from what Wade said, they would add those two together, which equals $210 for one, $420 for both, but they divide that 3 ways. So he was getting paid off of their contract, and that's $420 an hour is what they were making. And when Ashley Merchant asked for their documents, she never could get them under the Freedom of Information Act through the district attorney's office. Now, from what it sounds like, when she was in the Senate hearing, she eventually got them. But we do know that Terrence Bradley wanted her to know that he made $74,000. So that's just one. So you do 74,000 times 3. Just think about numbers. Commissioner Bridget Thorne confirmed to the DCNF that approval for outside counsel never came through us. Our county attorney tells us that she doesn't believe Fani Willis needed our approval, she said. The county attorney, Sojo, did not respond to 3 requests for comment to clarify her position. One thing you will learn about an odor of mendacity: people will not give direct answers, and especially not in writing when it comes to law, because you are held to whatever it is that you say. And there are no I means in the courtroom. So whatever you let come out your mouth, that's what it is. Georgia law, GA Code 151820 states that the district attorney in each circuit may employ outside counsel, as may be authorized by the governing authority of the county or counties comprising the judicial circuit. So that means she needs to get permission from someone. There is no requirement that the district attorney get permission from Fulton County to hire a special prosecutor. A spokesperson for the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia told the DCNF, citing their executive director, Pete Skandalakis. That's a name. Fulton County's Code of Ordinance does not apply to the DA. The DA is a constitutional state office. And they keep saying constitutional state office. That is very important because each state has its own constitution. And it is written in the Constitution, the same with the United States Constitution, how the judiciary works. You know, it's really, each state adopt their own rules, but they're not going to be contradictory to the United States Constitution, if that make any sense. According to my understanding and knowledge, you read it for yourself, and then you determine what it is. Ellis also requested Willis provide information about the method her office used in determining the hourly rate each special prosecutor earns, as well as the basis for any differentiation of rates in their contracts. Remember, she stood before the church and lied and said, they're talking about the one person, but I hired 3 people, which is my right to do, and paid them all the same salary. Well, we know there goes that odor of mendacity again. That didn't happen. Wade has been paid at a rate of $250 an hour, while the attorney known as Georgia's top racketeering expert John Floyd, goes back to her daddy's name, was initially paid only $150 an hour and was later paid $200 an hour. So she never brought him up to the $250. Now, this is just toothless thinking. Nobody has said this, but could it be he got $150 because her dad was getting the other $100 an hour? I mean, just could it be possibly? Because they said she hired her dad, but we haven't heard anything about his contract. I haven't seen it. I don't know if anybody else, but I haven't. And I haven't heard any more about it. And so that next year, when she raised him up to 200, she dropped her dad down to 50 maybe. That's just my mind. Nobody's told me that. And I have a right to think what I choose. Well, hello, Regina M. And greetings, Marty F. Phyllis says, one can only hide for so long. You will be exposed one day. Marty said, what's his party affiliation? Okay, Marty, I wasn't looking at my phone, so tell me, whose party affiliation are you asking about? And if you're talking about Ellis, I believe he's a Republican. Marty F., she makes $200,000. This lady has no clues or facts. The woman makes $200,000 a year, the total amount of their trips from actual court filings. I don't know what lady you talking about don't have no clue. If you're talking about me, I think you might not have no clue. Yeah, I think you mixed up. I don't do back and forths, and you're entitled to your opinion, but you can't come to my house and disrespect me. So if you come to my house and you want to talk about me, speak to me first, greet me, or leave. It's just that simple. And then if you have an issue with what I say, just state your issue. You don't have to attack me to, state your issue. So I don't know what woman don't have a clue. I don't know what you're talking about, Marty. Regina says, nothing but corruption, greed, and indecency everywhere. That's so very true. And just because you make $200,000 a year, go look up what the tax bracket is for that and how much tax you got to pay on that $200,000. And then look at her living expenses, how she living, and what she paying for. Because she's paying for the D. Okay, I don't know what it's about, but I'm just going to make it right. So we don't have no misunderstanding. But you are free to say what you want to say, though, Marty. Don't ever think you're not. But generally, when you enter the tiger's den, see, my daddy was the kind of man, if you entered our house and didn't speak, he'll send you back out until you got it right. Sometimes our friends had to go out 5 and 6 times before they realized when they walked in they wasn't speaking. We would be in the kitchen trying to tell them to speak, but we was trying to do it with our lips because we couldn't let him hear us. It's just rules and regulations everywhere you go. Let me get back to the story. I just want to know why nobody want to know about the daddy and his contract. Willis had falsely claimed Sunday that she paid all 3 special counsels on the case the same hourly rate. I'm a little confused. I appointed 3 special counsels as it is my right to do. Now they're quoting her. That's what I just said a moment ago. Paid them all the same hourly rate. They only attacked one, Willis, and that's the end of quote. Willis doing remarks Sunday making an indirect reference to Wade. The state's response to Trump co-defendant Michael Roman's motion to disqualify Fani Willis is also due by February the 2nd before the hearing Judge Scott McAfee scheduled to consider the issue on February 15th. A spokesperson for Republican Governor Brian Kemp told the DCNF that the Georgia General Assembly laid out a specific oversight process for district attorneys that is transparent and unbiased, which the governor supported and signed into law. The governor has repeatedly stated that these allegations are deeply troubling, that evidence should be presented in order for the judge in this case to rule quickly, and that complaints regarding any district attorney's conduct can be referred to the Oversight Commission once the legislative process concludes this session and the commission begins full operations, the spokesperson said. Willis' office did not immediately respond to the DCNF request for comment. So that's that article. So I don't know if they responded at all. But let's go to the next article. Hey, Rick T. Yeah, I seen where they said she has a net worth of $8 million. I don't know where that came from, Rick T, because $200,000 does not make net worth of $8 million. And this is a woman who had a tax lien against her property. So, that don't mean you can't have liens. But I did see that. I don't know if that's really true or not. Now, this is from the Washington Free Beacon. Fani Willis secures the bag. Gets $600,000 in taxpayer-funded cars while stonewalling county audit. Now, like I said, I look at Liquid Concrete, and she had said about how this woman had gotten some cars and gotten about $1.2 million. Now, I just like to know, I don't know what state you guys all live in, and I don't know the cities that you all live in, but do you all provide your DA, the district attorney, and the people that work in their offices with automobiles? I've never heard of that. Now, when they were at the commissioners meeting, and I showed y'all some of that, I didn't show y'all the part where the sheriff talked, but I thought it was totally unprofessional of her, because most of the points of order here in the United States come from the Roberts Rules of Order parliamentary procedure, and I've never seen anybody in their procedural operation calling their cohort my brother, my sister. I've never seen that until I saw that when they were in the commissioners meeting. She kept referring to the sheriff as her brother. And I thought that was just a little strange, but what do I know? I'm just an American who read a little something and think I know something about some things. So I really don't know, but this is really going to get interesting, because I'm going to read this article, then I'm going to show y'all the money. And sometimes people need to see it before they can believe that this lady is messing over them. They just think they're lying on this little old black woman. They don't want her to be. She's a strong black woman. No, she's not. She's a liar and a crook and a cheat and a thief. And I don't have to see that in no court of law. I'm looking at her actions, and I'm listening to her be disrespectful to everything that we hold dear. Whether we get treated right or not, right still got to be in you. And there is a time when you can lose it. That's only human. But it's written for all these people that believe. For as much that lie within you, you do your best to keep the peace. Can't worry about what other people do. But I can talk about it. And that's what I'm doing. So here we go. Fani Willis. Andrew Kerr. February 22nd, 2024. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, Democrat, so they're letting you know her party affiliation, on Wednesday secured over $600,000 in taxpayer funds to buy her staff a fleet of brand new cars. I've never heard of such in my life. Even though lawmakers don't know what she plans to use them for. 4 of the Fulton County Board of Commissioners, Democratic members, voted to approve Willis' request, with 1 Democrat joining the board's 2 Republicans to block the request. And one of the Democrats that voted for this is none other than the Natalie Hall lady who just cost the Democrats $1.2 million for sexually harassing her chief of staff and putting tracking devices in his car because he decided he didn't want to D her down anymore. Y'all, it's getting a little funny. It's getting a little funny. And I'm not talking about humorous. The trio objected that the embattled district attorney, who has already spent over $1.2 million on vehicles for her office since 2021. Who needs $1.2 million for vehicles since 2021? And remember, this is February 22nd, 2024. Gave no justification for the purchase of 16 additional vehicles. The Republicans also objected to giving Willis the funds as she stonewalls the county audit committee, which is investigating her potential misuse of taxpayer funds to hire her lover to prosecute former President Donald Trump. And so I'm just going to say Republicans since they put the D up there for Democrats, but I see they didn't put the R for him. So I'll say it. So we're just supposed to blindly approve vehicles without knowing exactly what they're being used for, Commissioner Bridget Thorne asked during Wednesday's recess meeting. I've got a list of all the vehicles in her pool. It looks like a lot of them have been unassigned. Where are those vehicles, y'all? Where are the unassigned vehicles? She has over 20 that are unassigned here. I don't know why she would need more vehicles if she's not using the vehicles she has. $1.2 million, 20 vehicles, unassigned. Shouldn't that raise a red flag no matter what color that these people love to call themselves crayons are? Shouldn't that just make you want to know where the vehicles are? Let me see what you guys are saying. Regina said, Rick T, no, I haven't. Where is she getting that kind of money? She can't say her last job. He said, I don't know. Google Fani Willis' net worth. You know she's getting kickbacks from the dealer. Good to hear you, Tiger. Good to see you too, Rick T. No, most cities provide the mayor, governor with state vehicles, not a district attorney. Yeah, and they don't give the mayor and the governor and whole staff no cars either. I'm going to have to call it for the night. Okay, I'll check it on the drive in the morning. You guys take care. Okay, Rick T, have a beautiful night. Phyllis said, Rick T, what's up? Regina said, I bet Willis gave a vehicle to her lover Wade. I think all of them probably got one, and their children too. Let's keep going and see what's going on here. As Willis secures the taxpayer-funded bag, Judge Scott McAfee is weighing whether to boot her off the Trump case over her relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, who used his earnings from the case to take Willis on lavish vacations. Willis testified in court last week that her relationship with Wade began after she hired him in 2022, and that she repaid Wade with cash for her share of the vacation expenses. But a former friend of Willis testifies that the district attorney began her relationship with Wade years before, in 2019. McAfee is expected to rule on Willis' disqualification as early as next week. Willis' written justification for the request stated only that she would use the funds to purchase 16 various 2023 Ford model law enforcement administrative vehicles for her office. The county is able to save money by participating in volume buying. But that sounds crazy. I mean, that really sounds crazy. And she really told these people that. Willis wrote in her request. So because we can volume buy, we can get these vehicles for $660,000. After you done gave me $1.2 million for some vehicles, and 20 of them are unassigned. But they did approve it. Never heard of such in my life. Commissioner Bob Ellis, the chair of the county audit committee, added that the board should not consider Willis' requisition request until she complies with his January 19th letter demanding information on her office's transactions with Wade. There is an outstanding request to the district attorney from the audit committee that's been outstanding for over a month now, and there has not been a cooperative response to that, Ellis said. Willis also faces scrutiny at the federal level over her use of taxpayer funds. Now, that's the money that she fired that whistleblower young lady when they wanted to take the money. Remember, she was all for the children, and she wanted to save the children and take care of the children. But the funds that this girl helped write the grant for them to get for the children, the juvenile department, remember those little children? Then they decided they wanted to buy MacBooks and travel. This is one DA office that seemingly everybody loves to travel. The House Judiciary Committee subpoenaed Willis on February 2nd for documents related to allegations she fired a whistleblower, Amanda Tipson, who tried to stop the district attorney from misappropriating a $488,000 federal youth gang prevention grant to pay for swag, travel, and computers. Timpson recorded herself warning Willis during a November 2021 meeting about the attempted misuse of funds. Willis did not dispute the whistleblower's claim during the meeting, but she fired Timpson less than 2 months later and had her escorted out of the office by 7 armed investigators, the Washington Free Beacon reported. 7. Why would this lady need 7? Makes no sense. Willis refused to accept the House Judiciary Committee subpoena by email, forcing the U.S. Marshal Service to hand deliver it. according to the Daily Carrier. Willis has until Friday morning to respond to the subpoena. So Willis has never responded to the subpoena. Hi, Moonchild Pink. Regina said 20 unassigned vehicles. He definitely is getting kickbacks, taking advantage of a very broken system and stealing, allegedly. Allegedly. And all of this is just our opinion of what we see. We are not pronouncing anything on anybody. We're reading, we're listening, and we're calling it like we see it. And it does not look pretty at all. What's so very sad about the whole thing is that everybody want to talk about how blackety black Atlanta is. And everybody want to talk about how white people, as they call them, mistreat us. But these people look like them. And what are they doing different? It is no way that this should be going on in a place where you have inmates literally being eaten alive in your county jails. And although it's not her jail, she's responsible, her office, for putting a lot of those people in the jail because they refer the cases to the grand juries and they also prosecute the cases. Bye, Tasha. Have a beautiful night. Regina said that is against the law to reprimand and or fire a That's right. You know, most whistleblowers, they mess up their whole lives for real. A lot of them lose almost everything before, they're vindicated. That's why a lot of people don't want to tell what be going on. They tell you, if you see something that's not right, tell. Well, you might not want to tell your supervisor because your supervisor may be in on it. That's what they used to teach us in our ethics training. That goes back to that discernment. You have to go outside of whoever you answer to because they may be a part of the craziness. But what I want to show you guys, though, is what I discovered last night as I was just reading and researching and, seeing things. But I wanted to show y'all, let me see if I can find the order for those vehicles because I had it up on the computer. I'm trying to see if I left it up. I thought I left it up. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, let's see here. Let me bring me back. Y'all check this out. See, some people have to see stuff. They're not going to believe nothing you say because you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't in Atlanta and this ain't none of your business. Well, this is world news. And I am deliverer of the news. Now, isn't it funny, y'all? Don't y'all think it's strange? The name of the company. Now, they say the owner is European. But isn't it funny? The name of the company that she's purchasing these vehicles from is called Wade Ford. And if y'all go and look at Liquid Concrete, you would hear more about how all of these people connect. She breaks it down very well. But check this out. It's a government sale.
This is the invoice. I'm trying to make it small so y'all can see it.
Okay. She got a 2023 Ford Edge. Quantity, she got 10 of those for $378,000. She got a 2023 Ford Explorer base RWD. She got 2 of those at $36,585 each. Together, $73,170. She got a 2023 Explorer base AWD. She got 3 of those at $38,585, which totals $115,755. She got 2 2023 Explorer XLT 200A AWD, and they were $40,940 each, for a total of $81,880. Then she got a 2023 Explorer XLT 202A AWD. She got 3 of those, and it has $44,105. They didn't put the total there. Then you come down and she got 2023 Pursuit Admin Package. Each, she bought 2 of them, $44,957, which equals $89,914, giving them a total of $739,519. Make all checks payable to Wade Ford. So they're using somebody checks. And it sounds like the people of Fulton County. Now, it ain't nothing like seeing. You can hear a whole lot of things. And again, I don't know one reason a district attorney would be purchasing all of these vehicles. Because it did not say she was purchasing them for the police chief. It didn't say that. It didn't say she was getting it for the police department. It said she was getting them for the DA staff. And so Regina said Willis is also responsible for people waiting in jail for 4 to 5 years for a court date. She is. While Willis says her office is catching up on the backlog and has cleared a lot of them that was backlogged. And she was sound like, again, the odor of mendacity. The judge said she was a liar. She lied. Oh, wow. What a coincidence, Wade Ford. Ain't that something? Oh, it gets deep, child. The same coincidence I'm telling y'all about John Floyd. I just don't know why nobody don't think that's interesting. Maybe it's just me and my little wacky self. But John Floyd is your dad's name, and John Floyd is the Rico man name, and now all of a sudden they don't have any invoices from the Rico man, but in every article they talk about how great your dad was a defense attorney, criminal attorney, and how you hired him on your team. She hired him back when the teachers were prosecuted. So every time she bring in a RICO charge, she brings in her dad. But no mention of him other than
a line in the paper. Because remember, he said he was retired. These people need to go. I'll wait after she's done with Trump. Then she needs to be voted out in her office for her friends. She's not going to get anywhere with Trump. That's not going to happen. I don't know if that's what they were doing to set her up so she could look like she's looking and she could be the fall guy. I don't know. But this is utterly ridiculous. Regina says this also sounds like tax write-offs and laundering. For sure, allegedly. All caps. For sure, that's what it sounds like. But we haven't seen anything. I found this little tool last night and I thought it was very interesting and I thought I'd share it with my people. Now, I remember Ashley saying that she found some things on Open Checkbook, but she went to look for something else and it was no longer there. So let's see what Miss Merchant was speaking of. Oh, the tangled webs we weave. Oh, y'all, this is interesting. Get your popcorn ready. This is the Open Checkbook, y'all. And this is the district attorney broken down. Now, remember, she came in 2020. She won in 2020. She took office 2021. During that time, they had spent $397,195. Professional services, $388,066. Office furniture, $339,001. Rent and lease buildings, $306,745. Office supplies, $208,598. Uniforms, $140,952. All of this is the district attorney, y'all. This is the district attorney's budget. Mobile telephone, $269. Equipment, non-capitalized, capitalizable, $104,879. Building maintenance repairs, $84,999. Painting, $74,539. Travel, conferences, $71,436. Equipment, $69,683. Software license, $61,947. Witness fees, $42,047. And hospitality expense, $32,983. Now, I don't know what the membership dues are unless they have a union. Membership dues, $32,314. Online research fee-based, $28,039. These are people's salaries. Court reps and other trans services, $23,115. Postage, $22,000. Investigation expense, $22,299. Now, this is what she spent in 2021. Publications, $21,815. Telephone installations, $20,934. Books, judges, law, $17,951. Community prosecutor service, $15,829. Employee sponsored training, all of this money they spending, but $7,797 on training. Rent and lease equipment, $7,354. Ammunition, $6,909. Court transcripts, $5,786. Fees, $5,615. And network telecom, $4,533. Okay. That, ladies and gentlemen, was 2021. It's the first year in office. Let's go to 2022. Let me see what y'all saying. Yes, Regina, you can see it. No, we don't know exactly how many is in there, but let's see if we can break down or tell anything from this. Remember, she got the other money to hire those attorneys that she needed, and she didn't hire them. So I don't know what the staff is like already. Now this is, and y'all, this is checkbook, so checkbook break it down even further for you. It shows them actually paying out the checks. That's what checkbook does for you. But let's go back. I want to go back to spending summary. See, maybe people in Georgia really need to see where their money going. I don't know where any of this really is going to help the people. Okay, professional services, $809,133. Rent. Look how the things have gone up, y'all. $98,626. These numbers so big I can't even say them. Travel and conference, $153,637. Office supplies, $146,964. Mobile phone, $135,770. Witness fees, other, $132,242. Equipment, non-capitalizable, $128,360 $641. Renovations, $127,491. Office furniture. So they get new office furniture every year. $114,940. Books, $103,504. Software, $103,236. Equipment, $94,532. Online research, $80,606. Printing, $78,185. Uniforms, $54,370. Now you notice how those things went up? Tremendously. So the total of the budget with the other part, membership dues $36,000, court rep $32,000, court transcripts $24,000, hospitality expenses $24,000, employer sponsored training $19,000, that did go up some, ammunition $18,000, building maintenance and repair $14,000, postage $12,000, fees $12,000, transportation services $9,771.20, publications $9,661.39. So the budget went that year to $3,334,874.82. There's the total. There's where the budget went for 2022. This is after Wade had joined the team. Now, I don't see nowhere in there where it has in there about no cars and all that kind of stuff. I don't see where it has any of that. I see where it has about her escort, but I don't see where they have cars. Let's go to 2023. Now the professional services have gone up to $1,344,931. Equipment $821,274. Rent, lease building $818,766. Office supplies $267,602. Mobile phone $164,482. Printing $151,757. Now just look how these numbers have just gone up. I mean, ginormously. What could have changed in the DA's office that make these numbers almost double? Some sound like triple. Amazing is all I can say. Travel $146,026. Software $117,386. Equipment $117,386. Witness fees, they've gone up considerably. $93,391.85. office furnishings. So they buy new office furniture every year. I don't know if they open new offices every year or if they just get to trade out furniture, but it's $91,211. Or is it for some of those safe houses that she has to live in? I'm just asking a question. I don't know. Renovations, $69,047. Membership dues, $52,811. Community prosecutor services, $51,774. Court rep and other, $28,646. Court transcripts, $27,622. Investigation expense, $26,815. So is this investigation expense different from the investigation expense of Nathan Wade's? Uniforms, $23,585. Hospitality expenses, $23,325. Training supplies. Oh, this is the first time they had training supplies. $23,000. Employer-sponsored training, $10,595. Building maintenance, $10,286. Rent lease equipment, $7,764. Advertising, $5,440. Ammunition, $4,630. Promotions, $2,584, giving her a total budget for 2023 of $4,513,524. No, $4,513,524. I almost probably need not try to say them long ass numbers because I'm messing them up. 9,000. And here's our postage. Our fees are $2,000. Postage $1,800. Non-employee travel expense is $1,700. Client benefits $1,100. Photocopy is $716. GRTA matches $276. Bottled water is $110. And allowances mileage $75.38. So they don't even use their vehicle if the only allowances for mileage is $75.38. Now there's something wrong with this. Something real wrong with these numbers. And these are the things that Ashley was saying that she could go out there on the checkbook and see them. And all of these are checks written for the DA. And these are their vendors who they use for different things. And all of this is online. All of this is supposed to be open to the public. It is supposed to be because of what they call transparency. And then let's go to 2024. And this is where all the buck stops. After Ashley start getting information, then the only thing that's out there is rent lease building, investigation expense $5,432, and witness fees of $203. So they're no longer putting their stuff out on the checkbook. The taxpayers ought to want to know why. Number one, they never knew anything about this, I'm sure. But number two, people need to spread the word. And they need to be going to those council meetings and asking questions. All of this information is just to help the citizens of Fulton County, because it does nothing for all of us who are not, able to vote in you guys' elections. But this is what you all are dealing with. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Regina. Yep. Yep. So true. So this is a sad state of the union. And I know a lot of us are afraid. But if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And you don't have to stand for what I stand for, but you should stand. Everybody say that they love the Lord and they fear no man. They just fear the Lord. And I don't believe people when they be saying all of that, because people don't take action. And it's no need of talking about how it doesn't affect me, because it may not affect you today. Not this particular situation may not ever affect you, but I guarantee you it's some affecting going on in your life, whether you realize it or not. And you don't have to be the hero. No. I'm not asking anybody to do anything they're not willing to do. But at what point are we willing as a people to say enough? The best way we can do that is to arm ourselves with knowledge. We need to understand the Constitution and what it entails, how it protects us and gives us liberties. Everybody will tell you that's not for you. That's not true. You just got to know what you're reading. Hey, Charlene. The spending moon is way out of control. I'm talking about it is so out of control. And I told y'all and showed y'all those vehicles that she got. And then that lady who cost the taxpayers $1.2 million was one of the voting parties who stood up there and said, her workers have to go out in these neighborhoods and their cars be breaking down. What company care about your car breaking down unless you get a car allowance? You go to work every day, your company don't care how you get there. They just want you there at a certain time, unless it comes with your job. These people working in a DA office don't get no automobile, and 20 of them are unassigned. Still. Y'all, this is real. And this is really happening. Probably in cities everywhere. But everybody's business is not out in the streets like hers. How could she even imagine herself to be able to handle Donald Trump? Did she think her circle was so tight that they would really protect her with this kind of stuff coming out the woodwork? And when you look at Nathan Wade, the snake that he is, would actually allow her to actually file into his divorce, talking about putting protective order against his wife, allow her to talk about his wife and what she may have been doing before this woman even knew them. What kind of man is that? That's not a man. That's a male. And I don't know, he may even be choosing different pronouns for all I know. I have no clue. But he does not stand for manhood. Most men ain't gonna let their woman antagonize their wives, whether he's leaving her or not. Most men just don't do that. Not good for the bro code. Regina said, that is impossible to have such a major reduction in expenditures from millions all the way down to less than 60,000 in 2024 after. And I believe they just quit putting it out there for the public to see, Regina. I don't know, but I believe that's what they did. Charlene said, yes, Fani and her nefarious ways. She's done. Yeah, she really is done, and she should do herself and just step down. She shouldn't wait for the courts to do it. Either way, she's in trouble. She's got a lot she's got to answer for. Robin Yurti is not her problem. Even though she said that wasn't her friend, she was her associate. She might have should have asked her to become her friend again, because there was some hocus pocus behind her getting rid of her too. You can believe that, because that lady was under contract just like the others. She worked for a media company, keeping up with her social media, what people were saying about her. If people wanted to interview her, you know, this lady like she's auditioning for, again, the real DAs of Atlanta or something. And I guess they're going to get them from different counties and have a show. I don't know. Maybe it's the real DAs of Georgia. I don't know. But we allow these people in the news to tell us that these are strong black women that are under attack. That's a lie. Do not buy off into that. And that is my opinion. But that is also a lie. This is not indicative of every woman that you know. This is not the way we carry ourselves. We all fall short of other people's expectations, sometimes even our own. We even do some things. Like I said, I've had a tryst with a married man. I was a married woman and we both were separated. I've had a tryst with a married man and they wasn't separated, but I was. So I don't make that her trip to hell. I don't like what she's doing to the wife. That's unnecessary and uncalled for. You are not that girl. He made that abundantly clear. And you saying that you picked him, or he resigning so fast, he know he didn't have a choice. Y'all put all of this together, but y'all didn't think of an end game. Y'all didn't really strategize. But y'all did get away with it, and y'all possibly could have kept getting away with it had y'all not included Michael Roman, a man who was not put down by the grand jury. See, that's where y'all messed up. Some people are like myself. The differences between he and I, he had money to retain an attorney. I just have to read, and just press my luck. And one thing I can tell you about an Article 1 judge or an Article 3 judge, they can't tell you the law, but they can keep you on the path. They won't let you just look like no zip up the back fool. They won't do that. They could be just as crooked as anybody else, but they go by that on that paper. And it's their interpretation of what's on that paper that helps somebody else win. You know, some people think it's just case law. No. Case law is the interpretation of another judge. And you see which way they're leaning. You know, because you have your city courts, you have your county courts, your state charges normally come within your county courts. Then you have your federal level. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I don't give legal advice. I can only tell you what I would do in a situation. And if I was in any situation, I'm going to fight with everything that I have, whether it's good or bad. A lot of people say, that saying, if you got yourself for a lawyer, then you got a fool for a lawyer. That don't apply to the everyday human being. That apply to the licensed attorney who is registered with the British accredited registration. And they call it registrar over somewhere else. They don't have nothing to do with you. You have the right. The First Amendment gives you the right to speak for yourself and to take up for yourself. You don't have to resort to fighting physically. You read. You use a pen and a paper. That's what I do. And if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. At least I know that I gave it everything that I have. And who can better tell my story than me? Nobody. Nobody. Tasha said, Fani, 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 how many times did I call you? Now where did money really go? You got some splaining to do. Charlene Edwards, yes indeed. What did Moonchild say? I missed it. There's a lady in Georgia, and she was on Dinah. This lady named Dinah. She does yeah, well, the only thing is our people don't understand jurisdiction, so it's very hard to try to tell them, and especially on somebody else's platform. I used to come and I used to try to teach jurisdiction and things that I learned in my studies, but a lot of people aren't really interested in that. And then I would tell them to send off for the books that I have or the information that I have, and nobody emails me. So, I know a workman is worthy of his hire, and I do this just because I love doing it. But a lot of our people, King, Khufu, they're not interested. Tasha said, this isn't an attack on black women. It's exposing 304 city girls and authority being corrupt. That is true, but people need to see that, though, because they do think it's an attack on Asiatic women. They really do believe that. And it is not. It's an attack on Rome. I don't care who's doing it. Now, we can do nothing about the person that gets away with it. As a matter of fact, let me take one pause for a moment and let y'all hear what Fani is telling Nathan. And I could be making this up, but I doubt it. Give me one moment. Sisters, have you ever found yourself in a tumultuous relationship when your broken heart is telling you to stay, but your mind is telling you to leave? If so, this song is dedicated to you. And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I could ever go. No, 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 no way. No, 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 no way I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. I don't want to be free. I'm staying, I'm staying, and you're gonna love me. Oh, love me. You're gonna love me. And I am telling you, I'm not going, even though the rough times are showing. There's just no way, there's no way. We're part of the same place. We're part of the same time. We both share the same blood. We both have the same mind. And time we've had so much to share. No, 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 no. I'm not waking up tomorrow morning and finding that there's nobody there. Darling, there's no way. No, 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 no way I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. You see, there's just no way. There's no way. Tear down the mountains, yell, scream, and shout. You can say what you want. I'm not walking out. Stop all the rivers, push, strike, and kill. I'm not gonna leave you. There's no way I will. And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I can ever go. No, 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 no way. No, 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 no way I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. Not living without you. I don't want to be free. I'm staying, and you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, yes you are. Ooh, ooh, love me. Ooh, 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 love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. You're gonna love me. Unfortunately, that's her song. And she can't help herself. All of this is about money and lust and craziness. Thank you very much, Moonchild. Hey, T.Y. Era? Yes, I believe he is. Kankufu, we thank you very much for all the knowledge you impart in us. I try my best. It wasn't until I started, and I can understand, because what I've noticed, a lot of my new subscribers are up in my age bracket, and that really makes me feel good, because they're interested in what's going on, and they're interested in what's happening to us, because we are the baby boomers now. And life is not a bed of roses, although we don't have a bad life, I'm sure, or I hope they don't. But it's so much we don't know and don't like about this technology, and everything is going digital. And so we have to deal with it. And we need to help each other. They keep calling us strong. We're not strong. We're powerful. We're not strong. Our men are strong. We are powerful in our might, in his might, in whatever might you see your power. But it's all within. And for so long, we've been taught to look outside of us and to help everyone but us. But at some point in time, you got to say, hey, wait a minute, what about me? And start taking care of me. You. I call it the you factor. Nothing can happen for you without you participating in it. Something by accident, happenstance may happen to you. You can't control anything outside of you. But you can definitely get in tune with who you are. Man, know thyself. And it takes some time being alone with oneself. Some people think that's a bad thing. It's not. Hey, Asator, it's not a bad thing at all. You should try it sometimes. Some of the best things happen for you when you talk to you. We've been taught, if you talk to yourself, you crazy. That's not true. Now, some of the best thinking that we have get us in some of the most precarious situations. But sometimes we ain't got nobody to rely on but us. And we make that hard decision. Because one of the things I know that's true for the masses is being able to make a decision. And we were trained that way. So we can't keep beating up ourselves on how we were trained. Just got to learn different. That's what we got to do. We got to learn different. Some of the things that we were taught, we got to let go of those thoughts. Not the people that taught them to us. We love them. And they gave us what they were taught. Their best. And we got to know that's what that was. But living today, we know some of the things we were taught did not equip us for adult living. That's why they call us minority. Minor, not reaching the age of maturity. Boy, gal, don't you know your place, who you are? But see, as I share with people, I was born in Jim Crow. I grew up in civil rights. Now I'm in the new Jim Crow. But just change his name to Jerome and Janice Marie. They're the ones who's doing the most stopping of you and me. And they come by way of names that we hold dear. And some of us belong to organizations, the NAACP, the Urban League, the Greek sororities and fraternities. And everybody is not bad in anything. Everybody is not good in anything. Yes, Tasha, there is so much. And it's sad that it took me 12 years just the last 12 years. But it takes what it takes, and it happens when it happens. It's only sad to me because I didn't know earlier. But we can only give what we have. You can't know something you don't know. And you certainly can't share it with somebody if you don't have it to give. Many of us are depleted. We have problems in our families. There's nothing wrong with getting away. I'm glad you guys come and spend time with me. All most of us do is talk about entertainment, entertainment. Well, in Quiet Weapons for Silent Wars, it says, keep the adults entertained. We're not dealing with real issues and real pain. We wonder why our children act the way they act. Who do they have? Who do they have? There was a time when they had one of us. Everybody is so caught up on, I call it politics. You call it what you like. Vote for who you like. But know who you're voting for in your local elections. The Electoral College lets us know we really don't have anything to do with the presidential election. That just keeps us divided, keeps us angry at each other. Well, I don't like that one. Well, I don't like that one. I don't like Trump. Well, I don't like Biden. Well, I can say this about Trump. He freed more people than Biden locked up. And he locked up a plenty with the omnibus bill that he did with Bill Clinton. You know that black president everybody like to say, who played the saxophone, and he could play. We just like catchy sayings, catchy phrases. We love that. Boy, and don't you dare talk about nobody and make somebody else laugh. Oh shit, it's on and popping in our world. It's on and popping. But don't let the joke be on me. Because now it ain't funny no more. It never was funny. That's just all we had to entertain ourselves, was each other. And then resilient and brilliant people. We came up with witty and funny ways to do it. Not realizing we could have been hurting our loved ones' feelings. We got to laugh, and everybody made us feel special. We all did it, and some of y'all didn't. So when I say all, I don't mean every single last human being. I just mean the majority of us that do. That participate in human behavior. Because we all participate in human behavior. We do. Whether it's good or bad. I'm not smoking right now, so I guess I can come on camera. Hello, everybody. It's good to see everybody. I'm so glad y'all here. I hope everybody hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Consider being a member. I have very low memberships. Monthly, it helps support the channel. Also have super chats, cash apps. It helps support the channel. It helps supports me. And I appreciate it all. So don't let me not having, me meaning you, not having money, and oh, I can't go in there because I don't have enough to give her this or that. Don't let that stop you. You see, I was taught if you do what you love, the money will come. And I love doing this. And I'll do it if the money never comes. But I have really been truly blessed by my supporters. They truly do support me financially, with their time, dropping links, asking you guys to hit the like. That's all a part of it. No matter if it's 2 of us or if it's 18 of us, and we have 18 in here right now. And I want to say thank y'all. I appreciate that. That doesn't happen often. But I'm going to keep coming with the unadulterated truth that I know. And I'm going to always stand for what I believe to be right. At least I'm going to do my best, because let me just be, as they love to say in Atlanta, let me be clear. I might not. I'm just as human as the next. You know, Jesus told them, That y'all gonna deny me. No, not me, said Peter. I wouldn't dare do it. Yeah, you will. Oh no. He was even appalled that he would say such a thing to him. But he did it. Things happen. They honestly happen. But that's pretty much all I have tonight for the DA in the red dress. I wanted y'all to actually see for yourselves the money, so you can see how real serious this is. And just think about the men and women that are in the Fulton County Jail. And Fani is on here talking about she came with 18,000 cases. Who gives a damn about her 18,000 cases when you got a loved one that's locked up? Anybody and everybody that has someone that's locked up in Fulton County should really be writing your state representatives, your senators, your county commissioners. Because if they're over her, then 9 times out of 10, they're over the jail. You all should even write your pope in your area. Very important. What she has done with these RICO cases, we know for a fact, just looking at this little that we know here, that those people did not get justice. And all of them may not have been innocent. And I just want to thank you, Maria, for staying up with me. Y'all, Maria is a very hardworking, my first moderator. And she works 2 jobs every day. Except on Fridays. And sometimes she does it on Fridays. She gives so much of herself, but she does her very best to be here. So Alicia, she starts out with me, but she has to go to bed. But trust me, she's going to be here. I appreciate that. Asatar, he's dashing through the snow, and I'm just saying snow because there ain't no snow in LA. I'm being funny. Or he's being daddy to 2 beautiful young boys. Ryan, he gonna pop in every now and then, but he's gonna check in with Toothless at least once a week. He gets up early in the morning and go to work. Those people have been with me through some of my roughest times on YouTube, and I shall never forget them. Uncle Suge, I can't say enough good things about him. He know from where he came. A loving home of a mom and a dad, was married 59 years. He lost his dad last year. I met some beautiful people on this app, but I met some real bad ones. And it's all good. I was made for this. I am who I say I am. No more and no less. Regina M., man, y'all talking about brains? Awesome. And she's going to always make this chat feel good. Because she's going to say some shit to make you think. And then she's going to break it down for you if you don't get it. Moonchild said, Toothless Tiger, have you looked into Dalton, Illinois? Oh, yeah, that woman there is a piece of work. From watching this issue, I learned a lot about the power of the mayor position in a town. Yes, they have a lot. And especially the smaller the town. That's why, they ran us all out of the country into the city. where we could be controlled. Yeah, she's awful. I mean, but see, that's that Pink Book. I look at Pink Book, and she called them city girls. And if you notice, they come in droves. So it's almost like the Black Lives Matter movement. It's like it's a certain group that's being financed by a certain group to push a certain agenda. But we get enough bad reps. And everybody knows the rep that we get, we don't deserve, because we are the givers of life. Every human being came from a woman that looked like me. And you all that look like me. Every human being. That's where they got their humble beginnings. And then we moved away and broke off into nations, which are families of groups of people. And all government was formed on a republic form of government, not a party affiliation. There was no party. It was just a republic form of government where we're self-governed, but we have leaders. Because no matter what it is, you gotta have a hierarchy to whatever it is. So we have to really start paying attention and then start just asking. I always tell people, this thing right here, this is our phones. It's a computer. Ask it questions. It'll give you answers. It'll give you a starting point if you don't know where to start. I had no clue. I used to never like to talk about our history because I didn't like the slave story and the feeling that I got with it. But I had to get past that when my son went off to school and came home and was teaching me some of the things he was learning as a college student. And at first I didn't want to hear it because, hey, I was taught this way and this is what this is. But no, I can't ask you to go be great and then you come home and share your greatness and I shut you down. So I had to start listening, and we used to have real lengthy conversations. And then we were just trying to figure out how could it all be like this worded. And we started with the Constitution. And then I did on my own, started reading the Christian Black Codes. Then I found out about the Casual Killing Act. And it all makes sense. How the police can do what they do and no harm come to them. So no matter what we think, we got to start back from the beginning and try to track it. Because it all goes back to the Crusades and the Punic Wars, all the way back. But, we don't really have time to go all the way back. You can make time, 30 minutes, an hour, a week. You can't do it a day. But you really have to make time to learn anything. Because we have so much to do. And that's another thing in Quiet Weapons for Silent Wars. Keep the adults busy, busy, busy. So you're so busy you don't even have time for yourself, let alone your babies. And it's such a sad thing. And I'm very proud of Jocelyn Wade to be able to be so disciplined that she doesn't feel compelled to jump on social media and discuss the craziness. That's beautiful. And then he admitted she was in Texas taking care of her ill parents. And at the time when she's taking care of her ill parents, you do this shit and put it all out on the World Wide Web for the world to see. And this woman sitting up there talking about, oh, we went to that trip with his mother. Like that's something beautiful. I bet you his mother don't like that now that you said it all out in the world. whoever his mother is. But we need to start paying attention to these names. Wade Ford, Nathan Wade, John Floyd, John E. Floyd, John C. Floyd. Oh, it's something with these names, y'all. Chris Campbell, how he's been able to stay out from under all of this craziness. How has he escaped it? But he's been there with Nathan the whole time, even when they were over in Cobb County. And they were supposedly investigating what was happening at the jail over there. Inmates expiring. He claimed he's doing it for free. Find out that Sonia Allen, and I heard Ashley Merchant say this. She said she haven't seen the contracts or anything, but paid him $550 an hour. What can a man that know nothing deserve so much money? Yes, she sounds shameful. And Fani was happy to smile and say his mother was upset when we went on to Aruba without her. Girl, who want to hear that? We don't. Very disrespectful. And I don't know if her mother is deceased, because I would love to know where is her mother and why she never speak of a mother. She doesn't say much about the father. She lied on that witness stand talking about he taught her to keep 6 months of cash. 6 months of cash for what? You know, if you're going to give a kid an instruction, you have to really give them instruction. So you would say 6 months of cash for your rent, or for your insurance, or for your living expenses, or for food. You wouldn't just tell no kid, keep 6 months of cash. What do that mean? Can anybody tell me what that means? Because I'm perplexed. And I still haven't been able to figure that out. I look so forward to seeing you guys on Wednesdays and Sundays, and I'm so grateful that you all chose to spend this time with me. As T.Y. would say, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to stay up and participate in my conversation, and for that I'm truly grateful. If y'all have any ideas of anything y'all want me to talk about, y'all can tell me. I'll be making little videos. I made a little video on gaining confidence on yesterday. If you get a chance, check it out. I always talk about myself, but it's just an experience of gaining confidence. I make little videos. I read some of the books that I study, and I do book reviews on the books that I study. I just kind of tell you the name of them and, you know, what they're about, just to give you something else to do, because I know we're very busy, but sometimes we're so busy, we're confused, we don't even know how to take time for ourselves. We really don't. And we came to YouTube because it was a feel-good moment. And now people are so crazy on YouTube, you cannot feel good with somebody talking about somebody's dead mother or children or rotten vagina and all of this kind of stuff. That didn't make me feel good when it was happening to me, by people that I'd given money to and supported and didn't have a clue that they didn't feel the same way I felt about them. Had no clue that I would become the content for a whole sector. But it happened. But I'm a bad man, Gemma. And I don't give a damn what they say and do. See, because I'm going to take care of me at all costs. Just as fine as I can be. Yeah. I'm a bad man, Gemma. And I sing, y'all. That's what I do to help myself get through craziness when I'm feeling sad or down or depressed. I'll just bust out with a song. That's what I do. Moonchild said, the interview you showed of N. Wade in reference to the prison contract was his firm told it all. Yes, Tell the truth. Yes, I look forward to being here too. I thank you. Oh, Tasha, I thank you too. Moonchild said Judge Joe Brown said he would have come down harder on Fani than he did because he went to school with Fani's daddy. Yeah, I seen that, and I know you said father. I always just use the word daddy, so I saw what you said. Yeah, I seen that, but he knows. And he knows it's some hanky-panky and the swanky-wanky. Because there ain't no way in the world her daddy did nothing on these cases. And we haven't heard what his contract said. But in those articles, it said she hired her father for the school and for the RICO cases. And he only comes in when the RICO man comes in. It's something to that. And eventually it's all going to come out in the wash. It really is. And it ain't going to be pretty. So people ought to quit lying, talking about this is some people just picking on some black women, because that's not true. No, these women knew what they were doing. And they made a conscious decision to do what they're doing. It's one thing if you do something and don't know. But when you know, then you got to know that the possibility of it not going through is there. And if you fail to plan, then you can plan on failing. And I think they failed to plan. You know, it's the song this man saying, go on, get your money and run. Whoop, whoop. If you're doing it for the money, get your money and run. You don't stay forever. It's not going to last. It cannot. But who am I and what do I know? I know that I really, really, really love people. I don't like a lot of people, but I really love people. And I do anything in my power to help when I can. And I believe it's a lot of people like me. We just so stressed out. And I don't mean stretched out. I mean stressed out. So much to worry about. I read an article today on my phone. A young girl, 30 years old, shot her grandmother. And she's no longer with us. Her grandmother was 80 years old. And the comments that people say is just really unbelievable. I don't know what could have caused that to happen. It is unfortunate that it happened. But it is so much happening. And then, people say, well, we in the last days. Everybody's in the last days. Hell, we're not promised tomorrow. Any day is your last day. But you plan to make it another day. And that's what a lot of us do not do. I try not to be too hard on us as a people because a lot of it is not our fault. But at some point, you got to tap into who you are. Because you're in there, whoever you are. And you're waiting to come out. And you don't need anybody's permission. But if by chance you do, just say Toothless said it's okay to be myself. Long as you don't hurt nobody else and don't allow anybody to hurt you. Be you. Don't worry what the people say. Because people will say. But you can say too. We all can say. Regina said, reminder to mark your calendar on April 8th, the Great American Eclipse. The path of totality begins around lunchtime in Texas, stretches from Texas northeastward, exits the U.S. in the northern Maine. Didn't I tell y'all? She is a wealth of knowledge. I'm telling y'all. I don't know what I'd do without her. She never ceases to amaze me. April the 8th is my niece's birthday, and the day before my son was born. M. Jones says, if there wasn't anything to pick, they couldn't go picking. Tell the truth now. Tell the truth. Thank you, Regina. Yeah, you know, I wanted to learn astrology so bad, but you got to be good at math, and me and math are just not good friends. We just not. I do good adding and subtracting. We came up with so many things. Sacred geometry, physics. And now they pretend we can't even learn how to add and subtract. Go figure. And we allow them to tell us who we are and what we can and can't do. Shame on us. We need to start learning and then operating in who you really are. And M. Jones said yes, and if anyone is in New York, they're giving out free eclipse glasses. Uh-oh. Well, let me put that up there so somebody may be looking. Somebody may be peeping through the window. So if y'all have any ideas or anything, y'all know we're going to be saying something about these people coming up. I may do Tiffany. She just so far. But that girl, New Jack City, she's so far gone. It's unbelievable. The things this girl has done. In 2 years, she ran up their deficit to $7 million. She locks out her people. And anybody think that that's right behavior, there's something wrong with them. Something seriously wrong with them. Unbelievable. But I'm going to get ready to call it a night. And I'll leave with my beautiful, the greatest love of all. Y'all know I love the children. We say they're our future. But what are we leaving them? What are we teaching them? And you know the hardest children to get it, to hear what you're saying is the children that belong to you. Not necessarily your child, but your nieces and your nephews. You want so much for them, and they can't see what you see. No matter how many years you've lived, they believe that they're going to make it with what they're doing, and you know that they're not. That's just life. These people here on YouTube like to find out about your families and then plaster it on YouTube as if that hurts you. But it's good that the laws have changed in a lot of cities and states, and all of this doxing and stuff will not be tolerated because that's not free speech. Yeah, she thought she was Nino Brown. Thank you so much, Moonchild. I love that pink. Pink and black are my favorite colors. And Regina, thank you so much, M. Jones, for letting us know. And she's letting you know that the library are giving them away as well. You guys are so knowledgeable. I tell y'all, It's only so much that I know. I greatly appreciate y'all. And on that note, we're getting ready to leave the tiger's den. Goodbye. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us who we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I failed, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of takes you to a lonely place, find yourself in love. Justice for CJ, a son, brother, father, uncle. Up drove the hearse Cadillac. A crowd of people gathered around, all dressed in black. And as they removed his body from the car, such pain she never knew had filled her heart. It happened on an early Saturday morning when the noise from the phone really disturbed her. She wasn't too sure at first just what the caller meant when they informed her that there had been an incident. Why, oh why, the sound of a mother's cry as she gathered herself and wiped the tears from her eyes. Somebody asked who was the next of kin. But oh Lord, It was the beginning of her end. March 17th, 2018. CJ will forever be 22 years young. Justice for CJ.